What's up, guys? I'm TechSource. Welcome to Setup Wars, episode 277. Real quick, obviously I'm in a new location. This is temporary until I can get my studio up and running, so I apologize if you guys hear any echo or reverb. But yeah, with that said, it's time to sit back and relax because you know what time it is. So this is my current gaming setup, as most of you have already seen. This is where I get to unplug from reality and enjoy gaming on my custom PC and PS5. As you can see, there is a consistent theme throughout the setup, as I like to customize everything to fit my personality. From the peripherals to the custom PC and even my web browser, Opera GX, who's also sponsoring today's video. I've been using Opera GX for a little over a year now, and I absolutely love how I'm able to completely customize it to fit my needs. I can customize the sidebar and add quick access to literally anything I want, like shortcuts to some of my favorite social media accounts like Twitch, Instagram, and even Discord. With GX Control, I also have the ability to free up CPU and RAM usage by killing certain tabs that are resource heavy. I can also limit how much network, RAM, or CPU Opera GX can use in the background, which comes in very handy when I'm streaming games. GX Cleaner is also really cool, as it helps me free up space from my computer with a click of a button, but my favorite thing about Opera GX is the theme customization. I can add a wallpaper to the browser, change the colors by selecting a single color, or even create a custom one out of several different colors, which is what I ended up doing so it matches my retro synthwave theme of the setup. That's why I love Opera GX so much, because you have complete control over how you want to customize the browser so it fits your personality and setup's theme. You guys have to check it out and experience it yourself. It's completely free to download, and they even have it available for mobile. So make sure to click the link below to download Opera GX and start customizing your browser now. Kicking off the episode is Okino, who is our first contestant from Trinidad and Tobago. He's a video editor and director that took him 6 years to build this awesome man cave for the purpose of video editing and browsing the net. We got a beautiful presentation with 2 separate Govee glide bars in the back, a few acoustic panels, and some custom-made wall panels. I love the unique appearance of this setup already. We got a 29-inch ultra-wide on the bottom for editing videos, with a supplemental 32-inch 4K up top to help with editing and multitasking. For peripherals, he's using the Keychron K1 keyboard that's paired with an MX Master 3 that's also been wrapped in carbon fiber vinyl. Very nice work. Okino stated in the notes that 98% of this man cave is all custom made. He doesn't do any gaming in the setup, unfortunately, so he just owns those 2 massive bookshelf speakers that he keeps on some shelves. Speaking of which, he did make some custom shelving to display his ever-growing collection of Funko Pops, and I gotta say, this is one cool and clever way of displaying a Funko Pop collection. Powering it all is actually a Hackintosh build featuring the 8700K and an RTX 5700 XT. I don't think I've seen a Hackintosh build on Setup Wars in like 3 years. But yeah, very cool productivity setup from Okino. Thank you for sharing this with us. Speaking of cool setups, check out Ali's insane quad display setup that he built for development and gaming. This has to be the fastest time anyone has completed a setup, as it took him a total of 30 hours to finish. We got 2 27-inch Acer monitors sandwiching a 38-inch ultra-wide in the middle, and a 4th display which looks like a TV for additional multitasking. He did keep the surface of the desk very clean and cable-free by going with wireless peripherals. Looks like we got the G915 keyboard and the G502 mouse, both from Logitech. One slight concern I do have is with the soundbar. You mounted it right behind the ultra-wide monitor for some reason, which isn't the most ideal location. I would have placed it on the ultra-wide stand with support on the edges so it stays level with the desk, or better yet, move the TV a little higher and mount it against the wall right underneath it. Aside from the speakers, he does use the SteelSeries Arctis Pros when he games. Cables are managed quite well. I can't tell if the desk came with a metal rack already included, but it's nice to see him taking advantage of the space to channel and hide the cables. As far as the PC that's actually powering the setup, it's the white and red themed custom water-cooled system packing the 9900K and an RTX 3090 Strix. The other violet PC and the Mac Mini are both used for other reasons. The Mac Mini is for iOS development, and the violet PC is a build server. Other than the speaker placement, I think this is a badass setup. Thank you, Ali, for sharing this with us. Coming at number 3 is Derek and his awesome blacked out Punisher themed gaming setup. He's a Blackhawk mechanic from Michigan who built the setup for gaming, streaming, and entertainment. We got dual 24-inch monitors for gaming and multitasking, and a 40-inch TV up top for watching videos and console gaming. I feel like if the Punisher himself would have a setup, he too would put his gun next to his peripherals. After all, he needs to be alert at all times, right? I also like that custom-made shelf with built-in LEDs to display his Funko Pop collection. Another really cool way of showing these off without making it seem forced. For audio, we do have a set of Logitech G560 speakers for listening to music and watching videos, but when he games, he swaps over to the G933 headset. No complaints when it comes to cable management. Looks like everything is under control thanks to a few raceways and zip ties. And then finally, the PC powering it all is a custom AMD build featuring the Ryzen 9 3900 XT and the RX 5700 XT with a pretty cool Punisher decal on the PSU shroud. The setup was definitely well thought out and planned. Kudos to Derek for putting together an awesome Punisher-themed gaming setup. Here's another really dope dual setup. Adam is a student from England who wanted to build a setup where he can game and do his university work, but he decided to split it into two sections. We got the console and entertainment setup on the right and the main gaming setup on the left. So the main setup sports dual 27-inch 1440p monitors from Samsung that he mounted beautifully against the wall, and below that he's got quite a few things going on, starting with the peripherals. He's rocking the Corsair K68 RGB keyboard and the Iron Claw wireless mouse with an RGB extended mouse pad, and then we got some Dragon Ball figurines for a bit of decoration. Speaking of which, I think he did a nice job on the decoration aspect of this setup. We do have some lighting going on from the Gobi flow bars and even some few nano leaves up top to add a little bit of spice. I feel like nothing is overdone in my opinion. Same with the cable management. Nice and organized thanks to a few raceways, but take a look at what he did with the power strip cable. Very clever, wrapping all the cable slack around the strip. For audio, each setup has its own source of audio. The main setup switches between the Logitech G560 speakers and the Void Elite wireless headphones, while the Arctis 7s are strictly for console gaming. The PC powering the main setup is a custom build featuring the Ryzen 7 2700 and the MSI RTX 2060 Super. It looks like he's getting the best of both worlds, or I should say 3 worlds, with an Xbox One, a PS5, and a Quest 2 VR headset. Serious question, okay, how do full-time students have the time to game on all these systems and still have time to finish their schoolwork? I just realized this dude even has a racing sim setup as well. Are you kidding me? Either Adam has like 1 class a month or he's very good at multitasking. Such an epic setup by Adam. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Welcome. Activating Project Aquila.
Damn, what a presentation that was. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ruzani and Project Aquila. His insane, fully custom built white on black setup. This thing looks like a piece of abstract art and I'm loving every bit of it already. Where to start though? Man, there is so much going on here. It's easy to get lost. So Ruzani is a mechanic technician from Brunei who built this setup for a lot of things, like movies, YouTube, working from home, and casual gaming. But the main reason he built the setup was to participate in the VXT setup battle of 2021. Apparently it's a contest to see who can build the coolest setup, and I got a feeling that this setup was at least in the top 3. What's so insane about this setup is that he took a very simple and humble approach, going with a single 24-inch monitor. It's almost as if he's trying to make a statement. Like, I don't need multiple monitors or expensive gear to build a badass setup. And oh boy, did he deliver. The setup is actually built on a custom floating desk with 4 mounting brackets underneath, but there is so much more to this desk. I just love how everything seamlessly connects with each other. There is this beautiful transition from the desk to everything else on the wall, which we will get into very soon. So the monitor is hooked up to this single stand that goes through the desk, so you can't even see the bottom feet. He then made a cutout on the headboard to pass through the cable, so when you look at it from the front, it looks like the monitor is floating because that stand blends in with the decals he added to the headboard. That is a very clever illusion. Cables from the keyboard and the rest of the peripherals are also ran beautifully through the desk. I mean, this setup practically looks wireless if I'm being honest. But check this out. If you missed it in the video, the switch right above the keyboard actually turns on his PC. How dope is that? Even though he had plenty of space for the speakers on the desk, he was smart enough to put them on the headboard itself, which means they are now at ear level. It seems like this guy carefully thought of everything. I gotta say though, my favorite thing from the setup is the amazing custom work that he put into the wall. I mean, look at the way he cut those hexagon panels and made it look like it's disintegrating. That's freaking awesome. I live for this level of creativity, okay? If this is just one of the setups from the competition from Brunei, I could only imagine what the others have done. If there's any way you can get a hold of them or maybe share my contact information with them, I would love to personally invite them over for Setup Wars. The centerpiece of the setup, and the reason why this setup even powers on in the first place, is this gorgeous wall-mounted custom water-cooled PC featuring the Ryzen 7 3700X and an RTX 2080. I'm gonna be honest, the specs don't excite me as much as the custom wall-mounted case does. I mean, look at the attention to detail of this thing. It's got freaking wings up top. Of course, that's not all. We do have plenty, and I mean plenty, of RGB lighting. I love how all the custom work on the wall protrudes out enough where you can add some RGB lighting behind it. Just take the damn seal already. Okay, we all knew it was coming. Congrats to Ruzani for taking home the 44th seal of approval. Absolutely stunning work, my guy. Toss an email to setupwarsprizes@gmail.com to claim your one-of-a-kind plaque. I don't even classify this as a setup, to be honest. This is simply a masterpiece, a painting in the form of a setup. It's almost a shame to actually use it. I feel like these types of setups are built for display only. Anyways, what I'm basically saying is that I'm in love with this setup. Thank you, Ruzani, for blessing our eyeballs today with this. As a reminder, you guys can always pick up a cheap Windows CD key for less than $15. Just click on my link below and use the code TS20 for an extra 20% off. Once you get your CD key, just visit the activation settings in Windows and change your product key. It's that simple. And that will do it for today's video. As always, comment below, let me know which of these setups was your absolute favorite. If you guys are enjoying Setup Wars so far, maybe consider tossing a like before you head out, as it does help out the channel. And if you're new here, consider subscribing because I do host Setup Wars every single Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.